50-50s went Wyre's way, but I don't think it would have mattered how many calls Leeds got. They weren't at the races.
Brian Davies said, good performance by Wyre. Both wingers showed real pace for tries, and the two high kicks Walker and Hall failed to handle set the tone. Looked at the Rhinos squad, and Hall apart, there was no one other Super League clubs would automatically consider an upgrade. Leeds would be in trouble in the qualifiers if they failed to beat Toulouse. Bumped into 4 people I met through rugby. One first met in Avignon, one in Townsville, one in Denver, and one at Saints.
I think I might have been the one that he first met at Saints as well. We first met in person at a World Club Challenge game at
which one was that? The Souths one?
It must have been the Souths one, yeah. It must have been.
I was at that game.
Yeah. It was a great game. One of my favourite
Another whitewash
games I've ever been at. Alfie Garner at Alfie Wolf said, So we are off again to Wembley. One of your guest presenters living in Oz, guess who, scoffed at my suggestion of a final showing for the Wyre, smirk. However, I thought it would be with Saints, and so did he. Double smirk. # it's our year. You don't want to be smirking too much about who you're playing against. Look at what happened to the Saints fans after they all chortled away at that semi-final draw, and now they all look like dickheads, don't they?
Yeah, but you know, I think I've heard a couple of people say, you know, you would, wouldn't you, at that point of the season?
Oh yeah.
You know, Saints were both the other coaches at my under-7s team are Saints fans, and I told them at the time, you might as well just get your name on the cup already. It's just like it was nailed on. I couldn't imagine any other scenario than Saints winning the cup, and knowing that I was going to the final and probably potentially going to watch Warrington get done by them. So it was. It was shocking, wasn't it?
Well, before we talk about like how great Warrington were and how shit Leeds were, which is going to dominate the conversation, I do want to say Ryan Hall's try. Great play by Ryan Hall. Shit defence by Wyre, but great play by Ryan Hall. But when you watch it closely, his footwork and body positioning through the whole process as he went up that sort of 15 metres that he run, absolutely fantastic. Yeah. He just shows he's still a world-class player, even though Toby King taught him a lesson in high pointing the ball, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. But yeah, absolutely. I think when that... because we'd come out of the traps pretty solid. I thought that first few minutes, it felt like it was all us. I think we'd forced a goal line dropout or something.
You had chances go begging, didn't you? In that first 20 minutes or so. Even when the scoreline was against you.
Yeah, and I you know. Obviously, when it's your team and you watch chances go begging week in, week out, and you kind of wonder whether that's going to be, you know, it's going to be one of those days. And I was getting quite frustrated. And then when Ryan Hall did score that try, and it was it was from a sort of a switching off of Tom Lynham. I thought that was going to be. I thought that was potentially going to be the set the tone for the day, and that we'd be creating chances and not taking advantage of them, and then Leeds would ultimately just pick us off. And having seen Leeds do that in the past, I thought that could potentially be the story of the day. You know, having seen Catalans again throw the form book out of the window, and then we were. I thought that might happen to us as well, but he didn't in the end. So, like you say, the Toby King jumped highest for that high ball, and he
just timed his leap so well, and then from there, because up to that point, it seemed like you were definitely going to be the better team, but whether you were going to take your chances, and that was kind of one of the question marks going into it, wasn't it? Like you say,
it's been the season.
Leeds have been a team who have shown up in big events for a long period of time and won lots of games. So because of that, you sort of thought, don't rule them out. And when they scored that try, when they took their only chance that they'd had in that period, like, they'd not even shown any suggestion that they could get up the field. And they took that chance, and it seemed quite easy as well.
It
didn't feel right, that was what would happen, but that's what you thought might happen, and then
there could have been a momentum shift, and they could have like got got on their uppers from that, and I could imagine that situation sort of just being that Leeds would do it, but then once we scored our first try, and then
Tom, like that was ridiculously easy, wasn't it? Tom, like how he got through that. Yeah. You'll have seen it from sort of behind.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I still can't see where there was no space for him. It's just shit
through,
defending.
Yeah. I mean, he's a big lad. He's a strong lad, and he's moving at pace. He's hard to stop, but it should have been taken down really. But yeah, as soon as he was through and nobody was catching the flying pig, he was away, wasn't he? And that which was brilliant. It was under the sticks, obviously. So we got the was it under the sticks? It was, wasn't it?
Pretty much, yeah.
So we got that, and then
it was Charlie's try from the Toby King lead.
Yeah, which was a brilliant finish as well. So that was that dive into the corner. It's such a great finish. He's been, we talk about like signings of the season, like
massively.
He is like he's upgraded our squad like by our team by such a massive amount just with his finishing.
And it was kind of like Matty Russell wasn't a bad player for Wire over the years, and he was a worker, and he didn't have the greatest of strike rates, but he didn't have a terrible strike rate. And you just see the leaping class compared when Josh Charnley's on that wing, and he finishes in all sorts of ways. He can do the dives, he can power over people, he can run away from people. He's absolute class, and it's great to have him back in the league, even though he's not with Wigan. The point of the game that I knew this was the Leeds that we've been seeing for the last 2 months was Kevin Brown's 3 months was Kevin Brown's try.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the Leeds of Magic Weekend and beyond, isn't it? This is the Leeds of since Callum Watkins did his leg in, and all of a sudden one of their few remaining world class players was gone for the year.
Yeah,
that was it, because Kevin Brown shouldn't be doing that at this stage, and it was too easy.
I've watched. I don't know whether you watch it on Thursday nights on Sky. They have the sort of masterclass, and did you see the masterclass that Jamie Jones did with Kevin Brown? And they went through a scenario where Kevin Brown was looking, and he actually was against Jamie Jones Buchanan in the first game of the season. He says, "What are you thinking now?" And he's like, "I'm not looking at you. I'm looking at where your hips are and what you're doing with your hips. And I'm just going to go." So he actually had a TV show where he showed him what he does, and then he went and did it like, in the semi-final. It was it was too easy, wasn't it? Like
it was
35-year-old half. Like I mean, he's slower than erosion. He's not a fast player. And he looked lightning, didn't he?
He did, yeah. And and the same thing with Ben Murdoch. So there was a little bit of adversity for Leeds. They had a couple of guys go off injured in that first half, and that didn't help the cause. But at the end of the day, Ben Murdoch-Masila should not be running that free and clear from that distance out when you've got 13 men on the field.
Yeah. Was it? Was it Walters that was at fault for that? He seemed to be. I can't remember who was trying to make that tackle.
It was Hanley. It was through Hanley and Myler's area of the pitch. Right. But basically, whenever Warrington ran at either edge, like the second half showed it too. But that left edge defence in particular, Ash Hanley's kind of shown that no matter how great his Leeds' top try scorer this year and stuff like that, I think maybe Briscoe's overtaken him but he's up there in that category, and this has kind of shown, but he's still a winger kid.
Yeah.
Hasn't it? And this game really has shown up that defensive weakness, that the left edge of them in particular. But I thought the right edge defence from them looked pretty shaky as well. I thought Bryson Goodwin, when he got his try in the second half, both centres for Warrington, when they got the tries in the second half, great tries that they scored, were well deserved, because every time either of them had touched the ball, they looked threatening. They looked like they were on top of their opponent physically throughout.
Bryson Goodwin's been doing that all season. He's a strong guy. I mean, it doesn't look that big on a rugby pitch in comparison, but I bumped into him in the Arndale the other day. He's massive. I would not want to like have him running at me, but he's such an imposing runner. He's got an error in him. You know, he makes mistakes. He did make one mistake, didn't he, in this game? I think, but
nothing major.
But he deserved his try definitely. And Toby King's a different kind of a player. He's a lot
silky.
Yeah, and he's all with the aim the high balls at him. He is decent in the air, and he's got he's a finisher as well. It's like a good finisher. Yeah. He gets on the end of things, and it was good. There would. I think I've heard Jamie Peacock say today that they were hard to watch, those tries, because they were so easy. But they shouldn't have been scored. But you know,
did you have any nerves at all at the start of the second half when Adam Cuthbertson scored?
I did, yeah, absolutely, I did. But you know, if I was a neutral, I'd probably say this is fine. I've seen Leeds do this as well. I've seen them come out of the traps in the second half and look like world beaters. They did it against Hull FC in the in the league. Was it Hull FC when they ended up losing by a drop goal? But and they did
a lot of games.
But I've seen them sort of come out of the traps and look really, really good, and then they scored the try, which they smashed straight through us under the sticks, and then they got another one that was a no try that looked like it was harsh.
I thought at the time it was forward. Looking at the shape of the bodies of the players and that sort of stuff. When I've seen it back, I agree it was harsh. I think Myler's body shape meant he did throw it forward, but it's just the runner was actually behind him. He was faced in a way that you wouldn't normally be facing to make that pass in a weird way, sort of thing. So the way he let it go, it did look like it was forward, but no, it probably was harsh. And he did a really good job, Myler, to get the ball back and finish it like he did. But that it would have been 26-18 at that point in time.
It would have, and I think, you know, having conceded 2 quick tries, one after the other, right in the second half.
The Leeds fans have finally got involved.
The Leeds fans bouncing, Warrington naturally. We've got this reputation of sort of like fucking it up, you know, and you could imagine that, you could feel it when that try when our fans thought it was a try. You could feel a bit of deflation, thinking, oh God, what's happening here? But then when it wasn't a try, I think that did give us a lift, and then after that was it. That's
totally easy. After that,
it was all ours. Yeah,
there was. It was Charlie's. Was it Charlie's try or King's try where Clark jumped out of dummy half and basically tore him a new one, and then put him through with a decent pass out wide? Yeah. Probably, it was hard to pick out watching the game who the best player was for Warrington, but I'd kind of gone in expecting to see a bit of a Darryl Clark show. Yeah. So then, after the game, I kind of was trying to convince myself that he wasn't the best player on the pitch for Warrington because I didn't want to have been predefined in thinking that, but he absolutely was. He was sparkling every time he had the ball. He was so threatening. He was making the right calls all the time. And when he's playing up against a side that are pretty shit in the middle and pretty shit out wide in defence as well, it's not obviously that difficult for him. But that's what he was able to. That's what he was able to do. And I thought both centres were outstanding. I thought the starting front row as well. You know, Hill's been taking a bit of a bashing, probably from everyone else's perspective other than your lot's perspective, quite rightly, for this kind of elbows that have been going around. But this wasn't grubby.
No, I thought it was classic Chris Hill.
This was classic Chris Hill. Yeah, he was
running at the gaps, finding his feet, finding his front. Sorry,
he was very quick getting up.
And Mike Cooper,
and did work double hard defensively as well. There was one stint where he made 2 consecutive tackles. He covered a lot of ground to do the marker tackle that he did, Chris Hill did, and I thought, and he didn't foul the guy when he was getting off him either, and I thought that's what he's supposed to do.
Chris Hill,
do you think he's been given a bit of a lift with a bit of a shove up the arse, maybe a little bit, in terms of he has to play a bit better, given how well Cooper's been playing, because Cooper was outstanding as well in his first in and was on the field for longer than him.
I think I don't remember Cooper going off in the first half.
I think he went off for the last 5 or 6 minutes.
Right.
Yeah.
George King. Is that when George King?